From
Hi,
Wish
this
TV
is Kylie
and
Conway,
the All
and this
Indiana
is your News 8
Podcast
Daily
Network.
for Monday,
This
October
is the
10th.
News 8 Daily
After
8
a cool start
Podcast
this
with
morning
Wish
in the
TV's
40s,
Kylie
a beautiful
Conway.
fall day
Wish
is
TV,
in store.
the
Lots of
News 8
sunshine with
Update.
highs in the lower 70s. And we do have breaking news this morning. Russia launched its first direct attacks on Kyiv in several months. Ukrainian officials now say at least 8 people are dead after several explosions, up from 5 even earlier this morning. There was a big bridge explosion. City leaders say that all subway service is suspended and underground stations are working as shelters. The last attack on Kyiv happened in June. In southern Ukraine, search crews with dogs are working to find survivors of a deadly missile attack. Ukraine's Air Force says Russia used cruise missiles and anti-aircraft missiles. The attack killed 13 people and injured more than 50. Today, Russia's President Vladimir Putin meets with the members of his Security Council. He called the gathering in response to the weekend blast that took out part of the only bridge linking Russia to Crimea. Russian officials say a fuel truck rigged with a bomb exploded, killing 3 people and cutting off a key supply chain. Putin is describing it as a terrorist attack by Ukrainian operatives. Ukraine has not claimed responsibility for the explosion. North Korea says its recent missile launches were a simulation of its tactical nuclear weapons to hit and wipe out potential targets in the U.S. and South Korea. The country launched its 25th missile of the year yesterday. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is also signaling plans for more tests. State media reports the tests were in response to recent naval drills between the U.S. and South Korean forces. And we had more breaking news this morning. An IU grad just won this year's Nobel Prize for Economics. Philip Dybvig will share it with Ben Bernanke and Douglas Diamond. The Nobel Committee says the award recognizes the trio's research on banks and financial crises. Dybvig currently teaches at Washington University in St. Louis. He graduated from IU in 1976. Dybvig worked with Diamond to create the Diamond-Dybvig model, which is widely used to gauge the instability of bank assets and liabilities. Nobel Prizes carry a cash award of nearly $900,000. The winners get their awards in a ceremony December 10th. Indiana Task Force 1 is getting ready to head home from the hurricane zone. The crew has worked tirelessly since arriving in Fort Myers, Florida. According to a Facebook post, Indiana Task Force 1 is expecting its demobilization orders. Barring any setback, the team should be on the road today, heading back to Indiana. More than 80 task force members were deployed last month to assist in search and recovery efforts. The crew arrived in Fort Myers September 30th. They spent many of the days searching through structures and debris for possible survivors of the storm. Hurricane Ian has claimed the lives of more than 100 people, the majority of them in Florida. That makes Ian the 3rd deadliest storm to hit the U.S. mainland this century. Indianapolis Fire Department says 2 18-year-olds and a 15-year-old went exploring in a building at 22nd and Meridian, and the basement stairs collapsed. It happened Saturday afternoon. 2 of the 3 got stuck, and firefighters had to pull them out. 1 suffered an ankle injury. IFD says the building has significant problems from previous vandalism and fires and has collapsed floors and a spongy roof. A Plainfield Fire Division chief is on administrative leave, arrested for drunk driving. That's according to a town spokesperson. Online jail records show Douglas Randall was booked just after 3 Saturday morning. Randall is the division chief of emergency medical services for the fire department. He's out on bond. Court records show Randall also faces a charge of criminal mischief from February. The town spokesperson says Randall will not be paid during the investigation. To Fort Wayne, where the city's mayor is apologizing after his arrest for drunk driving. Police say Mayor Tom Henry and his wife got into a crash early Sunday morning, and when officers got there, they found the mayor was impaired. He was booked into jail and has since been released. Later Sunday morning, he released a statement that reads in part, "I want to apologize to the residents of Fort Wayne and my family for the poor decision I made to get behind the wheel of a vehicle after drinking at a local function. I accept full responsibility for my actions. I'm relieved that no one was hurt in this incident." He also says the police handled the situation correctly. Henry has said he plans to run for mayor again in 2023. In Steuben County, police say officers shot and killed a man suspected of killing 2 others. It all started as a shots fired call early yesterday morning. Troopers say Angola police found 2 men dead outside of a home on Elizabeth Street near State Road 20. Hours later, and on the same street, police say 3 Angola officers and a state trooper found a man matching the suspect description. Police say the man got into a shootout with officers, ran off, then exchanged gunfire with police again. They do not specify who shot first. Troopers say the man was shot at least once. According to state police, medics took him to the hospital, but he did die. State police say that they are investigating. A deadly weekend shooting has police repeating their plea for less violence. It happened on Euclid Avenue near New York just before 10 yesterday morning. Police found a man shot to death. No word yet on what led to the shooting, the name of the victim, or any suspect information. A new report shows first-year home ownership costs are soaring, though Indianapolis remains the most affordable among big cities. Smart Asset is a financial company. It says Indianapolis was the most affordable city to buy a home this year and last, but first-year costs have increased more than 26%. Realtors say inflation, limited inventory, plus high mortgage rates are having an impact on the market. According to Bankrate.com, the current mortgage rate in Indianapolis is near 7% on a 30-year fixed mortgage. The typical home price in Indiana is roughly $230,000, which is below the national median of $390,000. Realtors say the mortgage payment is not the only concern. Other expenses like closing costs, home inspections, property taxes, and insurance can take a lot out of a buyer's budget. Realtors say homebuyers need cash up front to cover expenses and recommend homebuyers work with a qualified lender to create a financial overview. Smart Asset also ranked Columbus, Philadelphia, Houston, and Jacksonville, Florida as more affordable cities. A buyer in those cities will pay about $50,000 to $80,000 in the first year. Today, Fishers city leaders could approve a new food and beverage tax. A final vote is set for tonight's city council meeting. The city says the proposed 1% tax will help pay for a new $170 million convention center. If approved, the tax will take effect December 1st. The city council meets at 7. Members of the public have until noon today to submit comments. To business headlines, shipping along the Mississippi River has been disrupted as water levels nearing record lows. This is causing barges to get stuck in mud and sand, likely creating another snag for the supply chain. The U.S. Coast Guard said last week that at least 8 barge groundings have been reported within the past week. Amazon has powered down its fleet of home delivery robot Scouts following poor feedback from customers. The 6-wheeled, cooler-sized machines designed to deliver packages to your front door will be shelved for now, though Amazon said it may return to the project in the future. Netflix will unfurl its latest blockbuster franchise on the big screen instead of in your living room. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, will play in 600 theaters over Thanksgiving week before it starts streaming in December. AMC, Regal, and Cinemark will screen the film. Retailers are hoping over-the-top Halloween decorations will boost sales. Home Depot and Lowe's have giant skeletons and mummies. Target selling haunted house cookie sets. I saw those in there. They look pretty cute. Nearly 70% of Americans are planning to celebrate Halloween the same as before the pandemic, according to a National Retail Federation survey. A post-pandemic manufacturing boom has led to a major worker shortage. The latest numbers from the Labor Department show U.S. numbers. Manufacturers added 22,000 jobs in September, bringing the number to roughly 500,000 over the past 12 months. Still, hundreds of thousands of jobs remain open. The Labor Department says since April, U.S. manufacturers have been adding jobs at a 4% annual rate, the fastest since 1984. Kanye West is locked out of Twitter. His account is frozen after an anti-Semitic tweet over the weekend. It read, "DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda." A spokesperson for Twitter confirms the account is locked for violating Twitter's policies, but did not offer specifics about which rule or how long the timeout may last. Friday, Instagram restricted West's account for violating company policies as well. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.